Hello, I'm going to go over the requirements for the learning unit Bay Area art scene. So, because of what's going on right now, I decided to do the next few weeks is just inspiring you from different artists' perspective and then having you do a creative response. So we'll see how it goes. So for this first one, we're going to be looking at the Bay Area art scene. You're required to watch this 55-minute video. It's from an Art21 website. It's a wonderful series. This is from season 9, episode 3. So there's all sorts of other seasons that you could watch on your own time if you wanted. But it is required that you watch this video. You'll need to click on this link. It's a really awesome organization, and this particular series is focusing on 3 Bay Area artists and 1 Bay Area art collective, which is really awesome. I'm excited to introduce it to you. So as you're going through the learning unit, the first thing you're going to want to do is watch this video. These are links to the next few pages. And so, excuse me, one of the artists discussed is Stephanie Sayoko, who is a Philippine artist. And this is a short video where you can learn more about her work that's different from the Art21 video. These are some helpful links if you should choose to use her as your resource base, as the person that you're going to research. And basically, out of these 4 different segments, the homework will be to choose one of them and reflect on the ideas that I'm asking you to do with the homework requirements. So Stephanie Sayoko is one of the artists. Katie Grannon is another artist, and so she's a photographer, and you'll learn about her. This is also a video that's separate, a bunch of links that might be helpful if you chose her as your artist. Lynn Hirschman-Lesson is also one of the artists, and if you chose to use her, there's a bunch of links and videos where she talks about her work. And then finally, the Creative Growth Art Center, which obviously there's a bunch of different artists that work through this organization. So if you chose to work with this organization, when it comes to the homework projects, you can respond to how you chose to work with this organization by maybe choosing one of the artists, or just their philosophy in general is fine as well. So these are also links and different more things to use for your research. So then I also included some lighting examples, because with your homework project this week, there's 2 elements. There's a reflective element, which I'll talk about in a second, and there's also a creative element. And I'm encouraging you to think about, since we're working from home, it's an opportunity to use lamps, flashlights, window light, your cell phone, however you want to play around with the light. So here I've included some examples of students' lighting setups at home. So this student has a sheet and clip lamps and is setting everything up. And this is the final photo that they made from this lighting environment that they created in their home, like in their laundry room. So I want to encourage you to think about, how do you want to use light since we're working at home? Here's another example of a student who set up some lights and like reflectors, and kind of putting like a cereal box over the lamp to control the light. So these are all just kind of setups at home using what you have, and then the results that you can get by choosing to kind of mess around with different types of light sources. I've also included a bunch of tutorials using window light. These are just different styles of photographers. You can also do a Google search and find your own tutorials if you want. But I want you to play around with the quality of light, especially since we're working with this idea for a still life. So these are some examples that you'll want to use as a resource when you get to that part of this week's homework projects. So there's two parts to this week homework. The first part will be, of course, to watch the Art 21 video and think about, as you're watching it, which one of these segments really stands out for you. And once you pick either Stephanie Sayoko, Katie Gannon, Lynn Hirschman Lesson, or the Creative Growth Arts Center, then you'll respond to these following prompts. And there's a video where I talk more about the specifics, so you can watch that separately from this. And then the second part is to respond in a creative way. And of course, the details are also lined out in this video, so you can watch that as well and respond to these prompts. Please also try to remember to title your photos, and I look forward to seeing examples of your lighting setups. So that's what we're going to be doing with this module, thinking about these ideas of the Bay Area art scene. So I've laid it out for you of what you need to do, starting with watching this video and then kind of following through the learning unit to respond to the homework. And I've given you lots of things to look at and research, so then you can make a creative response by doing a still life in your home from what you learned by whichever artist, or if you choose to work with the Creative Growth Art Center. So I hope you like this learning unit. I'm going to try to do something similar for the next couple of weeks as we kind of navigate what's going on in our world right now. So keep me posted with any questions. Thanks.